Okay, so I wanted to do a Q&A. So for like the last few days, I've had people send me messages via Twitter. So I'm gonna answer some of those while I doodle. So yeah, we will see how that goes. Okay, so excuse the scrolling. I'll just edit this out, hopefully. So first question is by DJ Icing, and it is, do you prefer pixel art or painting? I personally prefer painting. I find painting a little bit more fun. That's just me, I guess. And I mean, I do like pixel art. Pixel art's something that I did for a long time. I guess it depends, because when I'm animating I prefer pixel art. When I'm drawing in general I like to paint. Althea, sorry if I said the name wrong. What's a little known fact about you? I draw? That counts, right? Who do you ship? Oh, sorry, this one is by Quincy Maxine. Who do you ship in My Street and MCD? I don't ship anyone in My Street. To be honest, I don't really ship anyone in either. I kind of like, I started watching it because Andy was in it. I really do like the series. I think MCD is really good, but I didn't really ship anybody. I guess it's kind of not really my thing. I like the canon pairings. How long have you and the Dragon Hat been dating? From Saldana? Sorry if I say it wrong. We have been dating for like the last 2.5 years. So I get to see him again in August. I'm very excited. Crazy Essence. When did you decide to upload speed arts? About almost 3 years ago now. Bubble. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is blue. Like baby blue. That is a good color. I like that one. J64. What's the most rewarding thing about being an artist? The most rewarding thing is probably the fact that I get to draw, I guess, anything that I think of. So, you know, like if I have a specific image in my head that I really want to put out there, I can, or a story I want to tell and I can illustrate it. And it's nice when people enjoy my work, so that's always a good one as well. What software do you use to draw? I use Photoshop. That question is asked a lot. You can generally find answers to those in the descriptions of like every video. It's right down the bottom. Wholesome Reader, what has been the funniest thing you've drawn this year? Oh, I'm not sure actually. I got a lot of artwork and I kind of forget after a while. I had to draw somebody's intro and they tripped over a Pokeball, so that was funny. I also drew a bird that was trying to fly just by jumping up and down, and it was amusing as well. But those are like more animations rather than just a drawn picture. What's it? Do you think it's a good idea to do a lot of figure drawing / anatomical studies and drawing from life? Yes, I do. I think it's important to learn things like that because it does help you with the basics. You've really got to know what you're drawing before you can manipulate it into a different style, so yeah. It's good though. What's the... Oh, that was by Kazugazm. What's the one thing in art that you always struggle with the most in your ways of practicing it? I struggle with drawing feet, and I also struggle with drawing like basic anatomy sometimes. The best way of doing that is to look up how other people do it. So if you get stuck with a specific pose, have a look at one, like use yourself as a reference and do the same pose, and maybe like figure out why it looks the way it does, or like how your body moves, so that you can figure out if you're doing it right. And then like look at other people and see what they do, because obviously other people who have more experience than you will know ways of doing it a lot easier and quicker without, you know, like too much strain, because sometimes, you know, being self-taught, we don't always think of the most efficient way of doing something. Little Mario, how long does it take to make art? 1 to 3 hours or more? It really does range. I've done some pictures that have been over 10 hours of work, and then I've done pictures that have been 20 minutes. So it really depends on how much you want to refine something and how detailed you want it, or if you're doing a picture with like 1 billion characters in it. So I've done pictures, actually I have a lot of speed arts that were a lot of hours. And my pixel art takes about the same amount of time when I'm doing detailed pixel art as well. Like, my outro is it took me a long time to make that one. And my picture where I had like a bunch of my characters in it took me a total of about 10.5 hours to do, which it took a long time. What else we got? How long does it take to animate pixels? To be honest, it doesn't take as long because I guess you've already got a finished sprite to work with, so it's only when they're doing a specific action. If they're doing subtle stuff, it takes like no time at all. If they're doing something a little bit more complex, then yes, it does take a lot longer. What inspires you the most? To be honest, just seeing anyone else's artwork. Just seeing other people's stuff makes me inspired to do stuff, so... will you ever do more art tutorials? Yes, I will, but they'll probably be more in the form of books because that helps me pay rent. So I will do tutorials like normal, but they will probably be a little bit more relaxed depending. So how did you get into art? Okay, let's see. I have been drawing for a heck of a long time, but I got into art because I guess I wanted to draw my favorite characters from television, and I wanted to draw characters and my friends and stuff like that when I was in primary school. How did you meet the dragon hat? Lol. Me and Andy met via a neutral friend. And I really liked him because he was wearing a hat that looked like Carrot's hat, just black and blue instead of red. And I wanted him, because I saw his thing said voice actor, I really wanted him to do Carrot's voice. And at the same time, he wanted to commission me for artwork, so we ended up becoming friends on Skype. It took me so long to finish his artwork, and like it looked so bad as well. I felt bad because like it's supposed to be a manly guy wearing armor, and it looked so girly, and I felt awful because he's like, I want a manly guy, and I'm just like, I can't draw manly men, I'm sorry. So it took me like months to actually finish it. But yeah, that's how we met. It was quite funny. How long did it take you to find out drawing was your talent? Drawing's not my talent. In all honesty, I find like people always call like, you know, your talent is this or your talent is... To be honest, I had to work like really hard to be able to draw. Like it wasn't really... And to be honest, even now, I don't really consider it something that I'm like really good at. It's just something that I do. So it does depend, but like it's taken me a heck of a long time, probably more than 10 years or so, before I realized that I wasn't bad at drawing, but I only really continued drawing because I enjoyed it. And then after a while, people started hiring me for it, and it kind of grew a little bit more from there. Is it fun having Andy as your boyfriend, and do you guys talk a lot? To be honest, it's the same as having any guy for a boyfriend, you know, like every guy's different, but Andy's very special, but he's obviously more special to me than most people, just because I know him extremely well. It's the same as, you know, if you find a guy that you've grown up with or that you've known for a long time, if you know them well, then it's always fun being with them. So, and yes, we do talk a lot. We talk literally every day because we are living at a distance, because I live in Australia and he lives in England, we do have that problem with time zones. So I wake up like at 4 o'clock in the morning to say hi for a few hours, and then he goes to bed, and then he gets online about 5 o'clock at night for me, and then like I'll stay on until about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then go to bed. So we talk during the times we're online and work while the other one's asleep. Why are you such an awesome drawer? Well, I did draw. I could be a drawer, you know, hold stuff for my desk, but it's not quite, I think, what you mean. Technically, someone who draws well is just called an artist. But it's because of a crap ton of practice, like a lot of practice. I draw every single day, without fail. Even on my days off, I draw, so. Are you self-taught or do you take lessons? I am completely self-taught. I have been drawing for my entire life, basically, without any real lessons or anything. I never went to school for it. I remember my sister, like, every now and then would give me, like, tips. But because I draw in very different styles from my sister, it's not as much of a thing, I guess, because our styles are very different now. She might give me like lighting and stuff though, and now I look for tutorials online, so if I get stuck on something, I can find someone or someone who's done like something similar and learn how they do it. How do you do anatomy proportions? I actually have a video for that. If I remember when I edit this, it'll be somewhere on the screen, and you can click it, and that'll be a thing. Where are we? Another one. Who is your favorite superhero? Batman. Batman's pretty cool. He's like probably the most relatable out of them. So, apart from the fact that he's like filthy rich. Right. Did you learn to do pixel art on your own? Pixel art is one of the first things that I didn't really learn to do on my own, actually. My older sister, she goes by the name of Kawaii Hannah, she did pixel art, and I really, really liked how pretty it looked. So I used to do pixel art on her pixel bases, which she let people use. And then I started learning how to make my own bases, and then I started learning how to do pixel sprites for like games and stuff. So, yeah. What's your favorite anime? One Piece, because One Piece is good. Recently tried watching No Game No Life. That's not bad. It's a little odd, but it's not bad. I quite like it. And I like Log Horizon. That's really good. Parasite wasn't bad. I can't think of any others at the moment. Oni Cole asks, what would you say to an aspiring digital artist who is just starting out? I actually, like, if you're just starting out in general, I have a commissions thing if you're after, like, learning how to start commissions. So I got a video for that can be somewhere in the description. If you're learning how to draw in general, I'd say to just look up tutorials, figure out what you want to be drawing to start with. Have a look at what people use for equipment, find out what kind of thing is going to work best for you. This includes programs. If you can't afford to buy a program, then, you know, have a look at what ones that are free to use are. Instead of like going around asking artists, you can find a whole heap of these things online. Just look on Google. Google's fantastic, it's great. I also have a tutorial book for pixel art and drawing if you like are a beginner-ish at both of those, so you can check those out on my selfie, because it's just got like basic drawing tips and stuff in it, and it doesn't really matter if it's traditional or digital, it works for both, although it does have all of my settings for Photoshop and stuff in it. Can you dance? I can, but I'm gonna I can't be bothered showing people. My dance is like, you know, just like shuffling your feet just a tiny bit backwards and forwards, that's my dance. I'm really good at that. Because that's just me being really nervous and, you know, fidgeting on the spot. What's the most rewarding thing about being an artist? I think I've answered that one already. Thoughts on canned bread? I looked this up and I can't believe that there's canned bread. It kind of... there's canned bread. Like actual canned... I'm not sure how to think or how to feel about that. I'll just leave it at that. How many styles would you say you have, and which one's your favorite? Oh, let's see. I have a lot. I probably have too many, actually, like way too many. My favorite style at the moment is that chibib one. I call it chibib because chibis are cute, but it's just got a B on it. But yeah, I did like some MCD ones, and I've done all my own characters in that style at the moment. But yeah, so I like that style the most at the moment. Another question, how old am I? I am 23, turning 24 in August. I'm old, man. Yeah, I know, I'm not that old, I just pretend. Although I have like the shoulders of an old lady because I get really sore shoulders really fast, and it's probably because I sit in like the most awful position. What is your favorite video game genre? RPG, I think. I like RPGs, they're fun. Although I also like Harvest Moon, which is a sort of farm simulator dating game-ish thingy. I like it, it's relaxing and great when you can't be bothered actually doing something that day and you just don't want to get killed by stuff either, because I die a lot. Platformers are good too, actually, I like those. I like everything. It's hard to pick because then you just remember another game and you're like, oh, I like that one too, and it doesn't help. Where else are we? What kind of art will you be working on in the future? Well, I've got my comic that I'm doing. I got a pixel series that I'm doing. I've got collaboration videos that I'm doing. Let's just say a lot of work, like a lot of work. I also have buttons. Oh my gosh, I got a button maker and I'm making buttons and they're adorable. I'll do a video about that at some point when I actually like finish them and put them up for sale. How many years have you been doing art? Like 16. Long time. Technically I guess earlier than that because I started drawing when I was like 2 and I'm like 23 now. I forget my age. What is your favorite part about what you do? Favorite? I guess it's like when everything's finished, especially when I give it to somebody and they're really happy with it. I've drawn a couple of pictures for like little kids and their parents had bought them a picture and they're literally like jumping up and down and they're all excited and happy about it, and then like their parents print it out for them and stuff like that. It's really cute. Or like I've had people who've waited ages to buy a picture of me, and that like it really makes me happy that somebody likes my stuff that much. When did you learn how to animate? I've learned how to animate when I started doing pixel art, which was 11 years ago. It took me like a little while to learn it, and I've only really gotten like into it a lot more recently, so. And the lucky last one, out of all of your drawings, what piece of art are you the most proud of? Probably the one that I have as my Twitter profile picture right now. I posted a speed art to it not long ago. It's called Distance, and it was a picture of me and Andy sitting on top of the world while holding a bubble that had half a heart in each. Because a love heart is two normal hearts, just, you know, as a like together. That's why it's called a love heart. I never actually understood like why people called it that until I found it out one day. But yeah, that's my favorite picture. I like the style a lot. I love the way it's colored. I love the colors in it, and I love just how much the picture itself means to me. So That's my favorite one. Anyway, thank you guys for asking me all these questions. If I know I probably have missed a few out, and I'm sorry if I did. But I think I've been answering questions a little bit too long. I hope to do a couple more of these every now and then. And I'm hoping that I can do stuff eventually where I just draw and you guys can watch me. Kind of like my live streams, but recorded, I guess. I got some more videos coming out at some point. I've got a trailer. It's an animated trailer, 2D animated trailer coming out on Saturday. I made it for my comic, which is called Level Up, so please look forward to that coming out. I'm really excited to release it finally, because I had to animate everything frame by frame. It took a long time, but it was really good, so yeah. So thank you guys for watching and listening, and I will see you guys later. So bye!